Welcome back. You're watching In Focus. Well, 2012 was a year of extreme weather. Massive floods in Australia stranded entire towns. One day of torrential rains in Manila submerged half the Philippines' capital. A super typhoon ravaged the Western Pacific, and a record drought seared more than half the continental United States. As VOA's Rosanne Skirble reports, these and other extreme weather events in 2012 were consistent with what most scientists predict will be the new normal as the world's climate continues to change and as nations struggle to respond to a warming planet.
In early December, disaster struck the Philippines. Typhoon Bopha killed over 1,000 people and displaced millions more. That disaster echoed the calamity a month earlier on the other side of the world, when the biggest Atlantic hurricane on record swept up the U.S. East Coast from Florida to Maine, inundating New York City and the New Jersey coast. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo acknowledged that weather woes are a sign of the times.
Climate change is a reality. It's undeniable, but that the frequency of extreme weather conditions is up. And we're going to have to learn from that.
Hurricane Sandy and Typhoon Bopha fit into the larger global climate trends, says Todd Sanford, a climate scientist with the advocacy group, the Union of Concerned Scientists.
Basically, if we look at numerous types of climate indicators, they're all moving in the directions that we would expect from an overall warming planet. So not only are air temperatures going up, but the heat content of the oceans going up, sea surface temperatures are going up, ice is declining, glaciers are retreating.
New reports from the United Nations and the World Bank find that the planet is on track to warm between 3 and 5 degrees Celsius during this century. World Bank Vice President Rachel Kite paints a grim picture of a warmer world.
So whether it's droughts or storms or sea surges, really I think we're past the point of climate change being something that happens to somebody else in the future. Climate change is happening to me now.
Joining a chorus of voices urging steps to slow the pace of climate change is World Health Organization senior scientist Darmid Campbell-Landrum. At a scientific meeting in Washington, he warned that conditions that already kill millions, malnutrition, diarrhea, and malaria, will only get worse as the planet heats up.
Climate change tends to increase existing threats and increase instability in the system and threaten public health security.
In December, at the UN climate talks in Doha, Qatar, delegates met to begin crafting a new treaty to curb industrial emissions and slow climate change. Policy analyst Jennifer Haverkamp with the Environmental Defense Fund was a non-governmental observer at the meeting. She says Doha moved negotiations forward a bit.
My takeaway from Doha is that as important as this forum is, it's a good thing that it's not the only forum where we're trying to make progress.
Haverkamp says countries are working inside and outside the UN on strategies to reduce emissions from industry, vehicles, and buildings. Nations must act together, she says, to prepare for the challenges of a warmer world. Rosanne Skirble, VOA News, Washington.